Welcome to the object identification technique part 3. Yeah, so we want to verify that after after entering this Selenium School by Venkatesh and clicking on the search button, it is displaying this Selenium School by Venkatesh and the title is something like Google says something. We have to verify it whether it is this is what the expected result is. We are also expecting, and we also need to verify it actually the application is displaying or not. We need to verify it, right? How can we verify it actually? That we can done with the help of this asset statement. Who is supporting this asset? Selenium? No. TestEng is supporting. Asset dot, how can we compare it? This is a string, right? Expected result. So we need to use this method. What is that? Asset equals. We want to verify the driver.getTitle. What will happen? This will be returning Selenium School by Venkatesh, Google search. That string that will be returning from the browser, right? That is a string. Our expected also a string. So what we need to do? We need to verify string. Both are equal or not. We need to verify it, right? Let's see. So in this case is which method we need to use? This is a one. So first one is actual result we need to pass, another one is expected result we need to pass. So where is the actual result? This is actual result, right? Pass it here. Expected result is pass it here. Okay? Fine. Let's see. Let's run the program again one more time. See, result is passing. Suppose for example, our expected result is something like Selenium School by Venkatesh P. This is the expected result. Let's run the program. We are providing the wrong expected result and we are going to verify it. Let's see what is going to happen here. Script is failing. Why it is failing? Let's go and see here. The expected is this is a 1, but found is this is a 1. Here is clear cut it is saying, right? If we go and if we open it, it will say clearly that. But my expectation is Selenium School by Venkatesh P. Google search, but actually it is coming here this one. So this actual one is from where it is coming? Coming from this one. Driver is, and what about this expected one? To whom, from whom providing this expected one? Here, from our script. So this is what the testing. Okay, so the mismatch between the actual and expected result. Okay, hopefully you got it. Okay, fine. Let me run the program properly. Okay, let me run the script. Run as TestEng. Now two test cases are running. First one is Chrome is running. Second one is Edge is running. Okay, now both the cases are passing. Yeah, right. Okay, that is fine, boss. So hopefully you have the idea, now you got it, what is the locator strategy. Now the coming session is we are going to talk about CSS and XPath items detailed manner. Okay, not in brief manner, detailed manner. Fine. How to locate the elements using the XPath? Before we go to the XPath other item, we need to understand what is XML path. XPath is nothing but XML path. You know the XML, right? Extensible markup language. We know that HTML, similarly XML also. And this is used to validate the XML file content. Using this XPath, we can validate the XML file content. And moreover, HTML also follows the same structure. So we can apply the XPath to HTML pages too. Right? The same question will be also getting this. First, the XPath is only helpful for XML? No. We can use the XPath for XML as well as HTML also. Why? The structure of XML and HTML is both are same. That is what we are using here. Okay, and another definition is an expression which is used to find the element or elements. We see here is this is XPath. This is XPath, right? This is XPath. Just go here. I'm going back here. Okay, inspecting here, and right clicking here, and here is if we go here is if you put this XPath, how many elements we are able to identify? 2 elements. If you put 2, what will happen? Single elements. That is what the statement is saying. An expression which is used to find element or elements. That is what. A little slow while comparing to other locators. What do you mean by other locator? This is the one: ID, name, link text, partial link text, tag names, class names, CSS. So it is little slow. Especially if you are trying to use it for in Internet Explorer, that is really horrible. Don't use IE. Okay? If you are not able to identify the elements, if you are not able to identify the element using ID, name, link text, CSS, then you can go ahead and use this locator. That is what we did it previously. And moreover, the Selenium support, the XPath version is 1.0 and 2.0 only, not 3.0. Okay, and if you want to learn the XPath, you should learn these items thoroughly. What is that? Very simple only. Tag, you need to know what is tag. You need to know what is attribute. You need to know what is value. You need to know what is text. Okay, we know that, right? This one is we can easily identify. What is this actually? Input. Input is the tag. Class is the attribute. And this one is the value. What about this one? Attribute, value, attribute, value. So the purple color items, everything are tag, right? Center, input, center, div. The purple color, all the things are tag. The orange color, all the things are attribute. The blue one is all the things are value. And again, boss, one more thing you said, text, where it is. Yeah. That one is the one located between the tag. Between the tag. Where is the between the tag? Assume that. I'm sorry, my system is too slow.